Call to order the meeting of the Town of Sevastopol Board of Supervisors meeting for Monday, June 23 at 7 o'clock. And I'll ask that you rise and join with me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call to establish a quorum.
Supervisor Stavenus.
Here.
Supervisor Wolfel.
Here.
Chairman Zipperer.
Here.
Supervisor Tice.
Here.
And Supervisor Weidman.
Here.
We do have a quorum, and for our custom, we'll have a meet and greet session here to everyone to introduce themselves. At the far end is Linda Waite, clerk treasurer, and the other here is you should have been able to determine it.
When I said here.
Okay, Victoria, go ahead.
Victoria Saranich, and I live at 4145 Cherry Road in Sevastopol, and I have a item I would like the board to consider for their agenda next meeting, and that is a discussion of the public concern of applying manure using an irrigator. It's also known as center pivot spraying of manure. I provided a packet of some basic information to the town clerk, and I would appreciate that being on the agenda at your next opportunity.
Okay, Don?
John Beck, 52674 Forest Road.
Jerry Lenz, 3892 Cherry Road.
Nancy Schrank, 5450 County T.
Good.
John Leach, here representing Northeast Asphalt, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Tom Ash, representing Northeast Asphalt.
Rob Leonard, 4991 Rip Road.
Jill Leonard, 4991 Rip Road.
And the infamous.
And Matty Chaplin, Wooden Drive.
We should probably just have a picture that we can hold.
Good idea.
I'll wear a Nixon mask next time.
Okay, thanks for your participation. The agenda has been properly noticed.
It has been properly noticed.
Motion would be in order to adopt.
Move that we adopt the June 23rd agenda.
Second.
Motion by Chuck, and a second by Dan. Are there any questions or comments? Got to find it here first, but the correspondence from Clark Lake Association number 2 under new business is going to be pulled. The president could not make it tonight, so we'll assign that back to the Park and Rec Board to take another look at it. Other than that, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. Approve the minutes of Board of Supervisors meeting from May 19.
Move that we approve the minutes.
First is the Board of Review that we began at 6:45 and then eventually the 7 o'clock meeting. So one motion can do both things.
Move that we approve the Board of Review minutes and the Town Board minutes from the May 19th.
Okay.
I'll second that.
And a second by John. Questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The next item is unusual at best, however, it's proper rules of order. We need to bring back the Forest Road paving project. I'm asking for reconsideration of it because the last time we had approved an 1.5-inch overlay, and when we went out to bid, the 1.5 inch versus 1.25 inch is about $10,000 difference. So rather just spend it all at one time, I thought maybe we should take another look. And we'll discuss it as long as we had acted on it previously. It needs to come back here, so the first item then would be number 7, and we'll get back down to it later in the agenda under new business, number 5. So I'll entertain a motion that we reconsider Forest Road paving project at this time.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second for reconsideration. I gave you the explanation, so no further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we'll bring it back later. Financial reports, budget versus the actual, January through May. The transactions for the month by date. Questions or comments? Hearing none, we need a motion to approve.
Move to approve the account balances, budget versus actual transactions, financial reports.
Okay.
Second.
And we do have a second. No questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it's carried. All the oral reports, committee reports, written April 15, Plan Commission, and February 18, Plan Commission. And then the Tourism Zone Executive Committee meeting of April 17. If we have no questions or comments, we'll accept them and place them on file. License and permits, alcohol beverage and cigarette license renewal applications for the year 2014 to expire June, to commence July 1st and expire June 30, 2015. Need a motion to bring it forward?
I have one question.
We'll bring it forward first,
Okay.
then we can talk
I'm
about it.
Motion
Motion to approve.
to approve.
Okay. And a second?
Second.
Okay, go ahead, John.
I'm just wondering why on, most of them you have the agents' names, but on Kay and Dennis Shortner, you have just the trade name?
Correct. Kay and Dennis Shartner at the Institute Saloon, along with
The mill's the same?
Don
way?
Peterselka at the mill. That is not a corporation nor a partnership nor an LLC. The premises are licensed in the name of the owner, doing business as. So there is no agent.
Okay.
But don't you have to still have an agent?
The owner is the owner has the agent privileges.
Okay. That was my only question.
Very observant, Mr. Stubbins. Very nicely done.
Once in a while I find that.
Okay, are there any questions on any of it? I think we want to make a comment at this point. Dan, did you
Well, we were,
remember what you were going to
yes,
bring forward?
we had discussed in prior years that our ordinance governing the alcohol beverage license, when we updated it in 2007, we added a clause that there's a minimum period of operation of such businesses equal to approximately 1,000 hours during the license period, with at least 180 days of documented alcohol beverage sales during said period. And we did this so that someone didn't hold a license that was not in operation, basically. And we just wanted to restate that we're going to be looking at that item in the future. So if any of the licensees today just want to be aware of that, and if they have any questions, they can pick up a copy of the ordinance or call any of the supervisors. So that is it.
Okay. We're looking for the hitch, but it's under a different name, number 12.
It's been under McCullen's Holdings
Holdings.
LLC for the
Yeah,
last
okay.
couple years.
Very good. All right, any further questions, comments? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And opposed, and all applications were,
All applications were timely filed, all sums due the town are paid, and all the paperwork seems to be in order for all of the 14 establishments, so.
We had no issues with the fire inspections?
I did not, usually Tim will send us an email saying there's an issue, but I did not receive anything from
Oh,
Tim.
that's good.
And Tim was provided with a listing of the applications, so.
Okay, thank you.
and the next item would be the Door County zoning permits issued May 2014. Not a whole bunch of activity. And as well, the independent inspection, limited building and billing recap for the month. No question or comment, we'll place it on file. Pending business will be next. Homeowner well water testing program is about to take place. And Linda, you want to give us the what for?
Yes, it's underway. We have approximately 73 homeowners signed up. The test bottles are available in the office for pickup with instructions. So those test bottles can be picked up anytime between now and next week as well. Again, everybody draws their sample on the same day, Monday, July 7th, gets it to the office here by 4 p.m., and then they travel to Stevens Point for testing by the UW staff there. So when you come to pick up your test bottle, you can decide which package you want. You pay at that time, payable to the town of Sevastopol. Take your sample bottle with you, with the instructions, and get it back to the office here on July 7th.
Are there any questions on that? Thank you. The road work 2014. Give you a real quick one here, although it was part of your agenda. The Shower Road project is complete. Before, it's either going to be this week or the beginning of next week. The culverts will be going in on Haverly, east of Country View, Brower, I believe it is.
Brower.
And Clark Lake would be west of Brower. They'll both be 36-inch culverts, varied lengths of 44 and 42. It'll be a cost share with the County of Door under the bridge provision of state statute. Forest Road is ready to go. If you've been over there, you've seen that they've done the cuts to reduce the, or to match the existing. Yes?
One addition on that is that when the county originally did South Country View Road to the intersection of Forest, they neglected to repave about 30 feet. So there's about 30 feet that needs to be paved up to that intersection.
You can't just bring that up now. Where was this before?
Sure.
Well, I mean, the intersection, I mean, when they do the overlay, where they stop in the intersection, I'm not sure. We're doing the intersection to South Country View Road. So I would assume when they do that intersection that they would complete. They stop right at the stop sign, so they missed a part of it, which has large potholes in it. So maybe if we make a note.
Is Country View at where?
South Country View and Forest, that's the intersection that they're stopping at.
Oh, is it north or south of?
It'd be north of Forest.
Okay.
From the stop sign to Forest Road. So if they actually do the intersection,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, if they're there, they might as well finish.
Okay. About 30 feet, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, and then later tonight we'll decide on Forest Road. We will be striping some of the roads this year. Center lines anyway, in addition to the edge markings. And that'll be on Bluff Court. And then Bluff Road and Martin will get a new stop line in addition to, we just put up new stop sign there with signage under it indicating that the oncoming traffic left and right does not stop.
The traffic coming from the north doesn't stop either.
Yeah, we know. Well, that's why
Even though they got the sign.
we put the stop sign up there so they can.
Jetting.
So the potholes have been taken care of. They developed a sinkhole in Clark Lake Road, west of Stager-Strahan Road, if you know where the Stagers live, or Doug Jorns, it would be west of that. And it's on the north side. It was rather large, about 3 feet in length, a foot across, and 2 feet deep. So we're going to monitor that one. If it is a actual sinkhole, we'll need to fill that up with concrete. So as of now, it's patched. If you're through the area and see it settling, please let us know.
Have we started grass cutting yet?
Yes, we have.
I know the county has, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen ours.
Well, as they're close by, they take a road every once in a while.
Okay.
Okay, the ditching has been completed on West Shore and Town Line. Okay, we have a request for a block party later on in the year that we have really no objection to them blocking off the road, just that we have to give the authority to do it. And then it'll be properly signed by the highway department. At the expense of the neighbors, they bring out the signage in addition to the barricades itself. So, any other questions or comments? I was told that they would actually start wedging Forest Road tomorrow.
Wow, okay. Well, it's just that small section. I don't know how they're gonna handle that intersection. the
I'll
stop.
call them in the morning.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. Public nuisance and regulation of outside storage on unsightly premises and hazardous or hazards. Ordinance form, we, on our road inspection in May, determined that we do have an overabundance of unkept yards. And the request has come in that we do something about them. And I think my list includes about 7, 8, 9. There were some on Cherry Road, Old County Trunk Highway OR, Reynolds at Wildwood, Old Highway Road again, Gordon, yeah, and it would be at the rear of an address on Gordon Road, and also we've been requested to take a look at 4257 across from the mill at the old Meyer Class building, and it's now owned by a daughter and family. Muscat, we tried once before to see what could be accomplished there. So we'll send them a note first, and then we'll work on it from there, so. There was one other that I didn't mention, and it's out on East Whitefish Bay. And I think South Brower was the last one. So if you hear or see any of your neighbors quickly cleaning up your yard, then you know what's happening. As long as they don't bring it over on your yard, I guess it'll be all right. The ordinance that we do have in place, we discussed it earlier today with the attorney. It appears as if we do have an ordinance that is enforceable. Unfortunately, the enforcement has to be done either through the legal process, they call it long form, versus the issuance of a citation as in traffic offense. And that would require us having our attorney involved. Unless we identify it and then ask the county to enforce it, then it would be at county expense, otherwise it would be over. So we will be working on the update on the ordinance as well. It looks like we do have enough teeth in it to do something now, and it's a good time to do it before the winter comes back. Is that pretty much where we stand?
Notification.
Right. Notification will be first, yeah. Okay, new business, Door County Tourism Zone Commission modification intergovernment agreement. I understand they're taking another look at it, so it will be.
Well, there was a paragraph in the minutes that were passed out earlier from April 17th on the second to last page, lines 35 through 45. We were looking at a permit by the town permitting a business in the town. But checking with attorneys and that, we decided that that may not be the way to go, because you would almost have to permit every business in town, then not just a lodging business. And that's not the intent. The intent is to help with the enforcement of the collection of the tax due. And these other businesses aren't involved in it, so it would not be a proper thing to force them to have permits at this point. The main thing is we have a few problems in collecting tax from a couple of different places. And it seems in each municipality has at least one. And to take each one of these to court and drag it out, the penalties and the court legal fees wind up being far exceeding what the tax was. And it takes a long time. We do win the judgments in the end, but you still have trouble trying to collect. So what we're looking for is some way to force this collection a bit earlier, a little easier, put some more teeth into the ordinance or something that might help do it. But as we're going, we're finding out that there are a few other things that have changed over the last 9 years now. So we're going to stop, regroup, and research the entire document to make sure there's any other changes. I know one and certain is the annual meeting date was specifically stated in the document, and that has changed over time due to the fact that you have to wait for paperwork and our annual reports and everything to come in. So we're going to look at it a little bit longer, come up with a draft in the next couple of months and bring it back. We do have to have all 19 municipalities on the same track. They all have to agree to the same agreement. So when you start changing an ordinance and telling a municipality this is the way it's got to be, they would much rather draw up their own. So it's a lengthy process. It's gonna take some work, but we'll keep going.
Okay.
As I indicated before, number 2 will be sent on to the Park and Rec Board. And Mr. Cuffin, from President of the Park Lake Advancement Group, will be in attendance. And I think the next meeting is in August. So. Wisconsin Act 377, the weight limits on town roads, and the implements of husbandry as farm equipment, is a new item that came about and is so convoluted and so all-inclusive, and the town can be rather restrictive in what they allow, what they not allow. And the recommendation coming from the town's association is that we opt in for option E, which is a category B unit, which tells you nothing, but it means that your town and village is requiring a category B implement of husbandry. Typically, they self-propelled units to comply with the 23,000 pound per axle limit. And it allows category B to exceed the per axle limit of 23 unless the local jurisdiction opts in under this option for applying the limit on category B. All other categories remain subject to the 23,000. The biggest problem that we have in my previous life as enforcement on the weight limitations and regulations is we almost need our own person to do that enforcement, or else we need to have the state troopers up here to enforce it. I don't know if we can take our county sheriff's deputies off the road and whistle a truck down to a weigh station and get weighed to find out how much they have on each axle to be in violation. So, although it sounds real easy, the instruction, the item that I brought back from a meeting I was at was about 6 pages long, and then we have another 6 or 7 pages in our town magazine. I think it's something we need to do, and we have to get it accomplished by January of 2015. So the easiest route would be just to opt in, and there's a permit application on the very last page, and it's not a blanket. It does not go, it does not allow you to list all the vehicles that you want, but you also need to put down the route that you're going to take and the overall length of what your vehicle width is and maximum per axle weight. So very, I don't know who came up with this, but it is a method by which we can perhaps monitor the weight of the larger farm vehicles that are hauling the manure and everything else. They seem to just get bigger and bigger, and pretty soon our roads are falling apart because of that weight. So we will do something down the line, just that I think it's too early in the program now to even try to get to understand it.
So these permits go to DOT. Does DOT then notify us of people that have gotten permits? Or
I don't, I think it has to be approved by us, and then whether it goes to
it's the Department of
I
Transportation?
believe that the town
Municipal, town,
issues
and
the
county
permit,
highway.
and then they pass it on to the DOT.
Yeah.
So that the farmer is not hassled, or when he is stopped, he's got his permit.
Okay.
The permit does have to be carried on the vehicle during transportation.
Well, there's commercial and, there's two of them, yeah.
The difference between commercial and farm would be like a farm tractor versus a semi-tractor.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking like Door County Co-op would fall under this, wouldn't they, when they're running their spreaders and
Right.
sprayers and everything as a commercial?
There's no question this is crystal clear, thank you.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, it's up
Put
to
you in
90.
charge of it?
I think I'll find whoever husbandry is and bring them in.
Well, it's farmers. It's pure and simple.
But they're looking at the difference between harvesting equipment and application equipment, spraying, fertilizing, what have you. They always seem to separate out manure. The
Manure is the heaviest
manure
one.
spreader, tanker, whatever, is not included in these regulations at the top. So it comes under its own.
One of the problems that they have are these liquid manure that's being transported with the large tankers to the various town roads and parked on the town roads to pump them into a field. And then the offload there. That's, some of the towns, I know of one town in our county that actually blocks off the road to allow that to happen. But if you're going to do that, you better open up your wallet because the road is not going to stand.
Yeah,
Okay.
enough said.
So stay tuned, listen to whatever you can,
Watch out for manure.
and anyone wants to volunteer, they can. Okay.
A lot of good things that came about by this act, though. I mean, the markings on the machinery now have to be more visible, flashing lights, escort vehicles.
That's for the really big ones and really long ones.
60
You got
feet.
what was it, a 4-unit vehicle going down the road.
Yeah.
They can be 100 feet long, but they're limited to 25 miles an hour then. If they take it down to 70 feet, they can go faster.
That's good to know.
Still gotta get around them, yeah.
As long as they sleep over that bill.
Okay, the next item would be the PEG channel video recording and videographer's agreement. I believe it's here basically to see, is this the last contract that we have in place
No.
through December?
This contract was renewed by addendum. It has been renewed to December of 2014. This is the basic agreement.
Okay, has there been any change as far as the numbers, Dick? Do you know if it went?
I think this is what we approved at our last budget, and is that right? Mr. Chen? Right. So it's the contract that's in place now. We wouldn't have any additions to be added to it at this time.
Why is it on the agenda?
I'm not sure, I didn't put it on there.
Oh,
Well, we did the,
Sorry. Sorry, I didn't put it on the agenda.
okay. The reason why is here so that we do keep up, and you are,
Chairman of the,
in the past, always wanted to see the contracts
okay.
as they come due, and we ran across this one, and then we also had a concern about, I had a concern about the 24 events per year. And they're mutually agreed upon by the cable committee chair and the videographer. And I guess in absence of any committee, you give him carte blanche to let him do what he wants, or?
We communicate, Laddie usually sends me an email letting me know which events he's going to be recording. I may send him an email requesting an event to be recorded, for instance, the Emerald Ash Borer program coming up tomorrow at Crossroads. We plan to record that. So as things develop, we try to get them on the pig channel. For those people that get charter cable television.
It's okay, I'm paying for it and I don't get it anyway.
Uh-oh. That might be a problem.
Okay, so it is current through December of 2014.
Yeah.
Okay, the next item then would be the Forest Road paving project application. It is the paving application, meaning what we're going to lay down. The total cost given to us last meeting was, with an 1.25 inch asphalt, was $86,500. And the alternative thickness of 1.5 is 96.6. So the reason why I brought it back, we had the time to, again, take a look at it. If you are to the point of wanting to stay where we were previously at 1.5, I don't have a problem with it, but it was a method for us in which to save $10,000. And the wedging was supposed to start either today or tomorrow, and that'll be a full wedge anyway, so.
Right.
It didn't make any difference what we put down in the last minutes. I believe Dick made the motion and Dan was the second on doing the 1.5 inch. And it's for reconsideration. My recommendation is that we go to the 1.25 inch for
10,000.
savings of a $10,000 bill.
Well,
If we have to do an additional 30 feet or more into the intersection,
Oh, there goes the
that
10,000.
take up your $10,000.
could be, but that,
Does that lead right up to your driveway? I was gonna ask.
right, yeah, and my driveway included.
Was that
right.
that way on the road inspection, Dick?
Pardon?
Was that that way on the road inspection when we drove by there?
Leo was driving so fast, I didn't have time to get in here. so.
I'm just curious
I
where
think he
this
drove
came out
through
of
the-
now.
he
All of a
drove through
sudden,
the
this road
stop
is
sign.
tore up.
I didn't stop it.
Yeah.
My only comment would be is that that road receives a lot of heavy farm equipment. Whether an extra 1/4 inch is gonna make much difference, I'm not sure, but that Forest Road receives a lot of heavy equipment. That's one of the reasons why it's in bad shape.
Okay, last time I think was a double chip seal, was it?
It's a very good program. I would suggest
We're
we
not
do that.
mentioning chip sealing anymore.
Okay, any other thoughts on the 1.25 inch versus 1.5 inch?
Well, when did we figure this was done last time from pavement? Do you recall? It was, I mean, I know we had that.
I don't recall. I don't have my
Yeah, I don't have the
rating
list
sheet
with
in front of me.
I mean, for 10 grand, I'd take a gamble and do the 1.25 inch. Save the 10 grand and use it on, we got culverts popping out all over the place, and we could use the money for that stuff too. So,
Yeah, but you get a better road if you put that, you just.
An extra 1/4
You
inch.
get a stronger road.
that's true, but then we could put 2 inches or 2.5 inches, I mean, no.
You're gonna have to start out at 2 1/4 and maybe smush it down to 1.5 inches. 1 1/4 inches isn't a whole lot.
No, that's mushed down.
Yeah, but that still isn't a whole lot.
Isn't that pretty much typical of what we do though?
Well, I mean, if you can guarantee the
I
difference
normally
between
want-
1.5 and 1.25 inch, I guess I would question.
Okay, comments?
Do we just redo the motion previous, or?
Well, yeah, let's do a motion first.
Forest Road was done in 2007.
That part of it?
Last resurfaced work was done in 2007.
I don't think it was that portion, though.
No, there was the,
No, it's a
the
different
west,
portion.
from Highway, that would have been from Highway 57 to.
Yeah, that was down the hill,
Matthew.
That lasted a long time.
so it's lasted a long time. You're right, it has, we don't even have a record of when we repaved it, might have been when they had horses and buggies.
Okay, I'll go there. Okay, what's your pleasure?
I would move that we retain the 1.5 inch asphalt overlay on Forest Road at an estimated cost of $96,600.
Your second?
I'll second that.
Motion made and second. Further comment? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
I think we need a
Roll call.
roll call.
All right, let's go to roll call.
Supervisor Weidman,
Aye.
Supervisor Tice,
No.
Chairman Zipperer,
No.
Supervisor Wolfel,
Nay.
Supervisor Stabenus,
Aye.
Okay, that motion has been defeated. Now we need one to go to the inch and a quarter.
I move that we do the 2 1/4 inch overlay,
No, 1 1/4.
1 1/4 inch overlay, and use the savings to finish the project. The possible 30 feet.
I'll second that.
All right, motion is to go inch and a quarter. Then we need to go to let's go for a roll call again.
Supervisor Weidman,
Aye.
Supervisor Tice,
Aye.
All right,
Chairman Zipperer,
all right.
Supervisor Wolfel,
Aye.
Supervisor Stabenus,
Nay.
Now, as long as we get that intersection done properly. I don't want to see that intersection with 2 big potholes.
We're gonna have a big one.
I'm just curious when we went by that, and now all of a sudden
You
everything's
drive-
set,
you drive-
and now you come up with this
If you
extra.
hit that pothole, you'll know it.
Why don't we adjourn and go look at it while there's still light?
Okay.
I don't ride my bike over there, so.
I know you don't.
Chip and seal
You
that
guys are so much
30
fun.
feet.
Next thing.
Emerald Ash Borer discussion, I think what we'll do is just wait for that to be an item tomorrow. Are you gonna record it?
Yes, as long as the county board doesn't go very long, because
Yeah, it's 1 o'clock, is it?
it's 1 o'clock. If I can dash over there, I'll certainly do it. I'll even skip lunch for the good of the
I
community.
had understood that it was gonna be at least a
And
2-hour meeting.
$75.
Yeah, the county wants all 2 hours recorded, so.
Yeah, would you work for us?
Yeah.
Well, I work for the county in the morning, work for the county in the afternoon.
When we, well, just a comment on this one, when I'd heard about the Emerald Ash Borer, I don't know, a year or 2 back, whatever, and we talked to Meisner, who supplied all the trees for the park. We have a number of ash trees over there. And,
You're all gonna die.
yeah, they're all gonna die.
No, you can.
Anyway, I followed up again with them this spring as this thing got in the news and talked to them about potential solutions, because there is a process where you can treat the tree to prevent it from dying. It's not cheap. And my original thought, and I sent this to the park committee and to Linda, was to budget for doing that next year. Now, the last thing I read in the news this last couple days is now they found the Emerald Ash Borer in multiple locations. So, we don't have money right now, at least in the park, but we may have to relook at that to see if we should treat them this year versus waiting.
It's not a restricted pesticide that they're using. So we could have, I mean, somebody with a private applicator's license could apply the drench treatment.
Yeah.
And we do have a board member with an applicator's license, so we could,
We could do that this year and
We
avoid
could.
the problem.
yeah. And typically what you would do is you would start off with a fall treatment, and then you do a spring treatment. And then hopefully you can go to a once-a-year treatment.
Okay. And any idea, obviously we do it ourselves, is the.
It's a soil, yeah, it's an insecticide that can be applied as a soil drench.
Is it reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's good news, because when I think I'd gotten some preliminary estimates, and they were looking at $75 or dollars or more per tree, which over time could be. And we have some nice trees over there now that have really come along,
Isn't
so.
that spraying though at the park?
Spring, no, this is a soil drench application,
Okay.
a directed application to the target pest. We're not spraying the trees, we're Drenching is.
Drenching.
Could it
Okay.
be incorporated in the irrigation
Just
system?
wanted to make that clear.
No, we want to do that. We do
Well, that's
Okay.
a localized treatment.
If that don't work, I'll have to cut them down and run them from the chipper.
Okay.
All right. Well,
We
that's
can do
good
it.
news. We'll try and do that.
Okay, I thought I had read something in here, it should be, application should be mid to late summer on the leaves, is that correct?
That's one option.
There were a couple different,
There's several different options, several different
that you could
materials.
use.
Okay, who's coming forward with all their expertise, Richard?
Pardon? We can come up with a program with limited liability to the park users and still protect the trees from emerald ash borer.
And we'll put it on the next meeting in August. Thank you.
All right, very good. And do we have anybody that's going to be there tomorrow for the 1 o'clock meeting or not?
Not that I'm aware of. I think that's, Laddie's are,
Chuck will be there, and I don't know if I'll be there or not.
I might make it if I can.
Yeah, okay.
Chuck, do not bring your chainsaw like you did last time. You know how that upset those people. Chainsaw and a chipper show up, that's great.
Want to put all the ash trees in the county?
Yeah.
Bring my bulldozer this time.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. Okay, the next item, I guess I should have gone to this a while ago, seeing that, I'm gonna keep you guys here to, we aren't that lonesome then, so. Anyway, it's the application for a conditional use permit. Northeast Asphalt, a temporary asphalt plant at 4429 Matthew Road. So who's gonna speak to it, or? Are you John?
I am John.
Okay, John.
My name is John Leach with Northeast Asphalt. Here looking for a conditional use. Here for a temporary portable asphalt plant conditional use permit at our Matthew Road quarry. Looking for mid-August, August 11th through tentatively June 30th of 2015. There's a very good chance that the project could be completed this fall yet. The major project that we're looking at, there's two in Door County at this point. State Highway 42 from Sturgeon Bay to Egg Harbor, and also the State Highway 42 project from Gills Rock to the ferry. Those two sections of roadway, and any other potential work that does come up in the meantime as well for bidding. And would accept any questions from anyone.
I know briefly when Tom came to our meeting the other night, he said that there were some differences in the hours that you wanted to operate.
Ideally, we'd like to be from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays.
Okay. And you've also had it there, what, twice before?
Correct. I believe 1995 and 2000, we were there before.
Is it 6 till 2 on Saturday?
That it wouldn't be through the winter, though.
No, our season,
Yeah, that's right. You,
deer season, then usually the switch goes off. For some
Yeah.
reason, we always get everything done by deer season.
Okay.
So we're looking probably at mid-November would be the latest we'd operate in 2014.
and then you'd start up again in the spring if you had to.
Correct, we'd start up in the spring and finish the work that we had.
What is your proposed route for transportation?
Yeah, I was going to ask that myself.
Sure, for the Highway 42 project, from Sturgeon Bay to Egg Harbor, we take Matthew Road to the north and County Highway P to the west. And for the Gills Rock portion, we would probably take Matthew Road to the south and take Highway 57 up to Bailey's Harbor.
Because I would be concerned about our RIP road with that amount of traffic and weight would probably destroy that road.
And I don't believe we would have to be on Rip Road whatsoever. same thing for us, for the 2 state jobs that we have, specifically for the state work. Any roadways that we utilize for the state projects, we have to notify the Department of Transportation, and we have to log those roads with the town, with the DOT, prior to utilizing those roadways. And if there's any damage to those, then it's the responsibility of the contractor to fix those roadways as well.
How many trucks a day would you think would be going in and out of there when you're paving?
When we're paving, you could look at approximately 100 trucks per day,
So 200 trips?
200 trips.
That's a lot of trips going down, not only that road, but then going
Matthew
down
Road,
P.
P.
That's a lot of people who are gonna be not very happy campers.
We don't care about P, that's a county road, they can tear it
I'm
up.
not talking about P from the road surface, I'm just talking about people, traffic, that many trucks hauling down the road, 200 trips a day, especially from
It's
6
a
in the morning.
necessary evil, though. The work's gotta be done. It's just like trying to get through Green Bay right now, with all nobody likes it, but when it's finished, it's gonna be ideal, hopefully.
Should be very nice.
You know, maybe it's better to route them south on Matthew and then go past the farm, go up that way.
Oh, up the highway.
Take the, I mean, it's only about a half mile from the quarry to down Matthew, and then take 57 to the
You got
light.
people living on Matthew too,
I only have one house there.
on
So when
Matthew.
you,
Yeah, 2.
There's Gazers there, there's 3 Gazers.
I don't remember. It's just, I'm
When-
thinking which way, make that much difference, but
when you
6 a.m.
establish a route, I mean, you obviously look at traffic patterns and having to go through, you know, intersections that are extremely busy, I would imagine, yeah.
Correct. And typically we like to take the closest route, just simply for,
To make right turns.
right, less time
Yeah, I tried that.
Once you establish a route, they would, every truck would just pretty much go on that.
correct.
So it'd be County P to the west,
Correct.
to do 42. And you wouldn't want to do P to the east because that's a pretty steep hill to climb.
When we look at the time, right, the trucks, when they have to, especially loaded, when they have to get going, that climbing that hill can make a difference. It just seems like it's an easier trek out to 57 and up through that direction.
What are you gonna do on the Matthew Road junction with 57? That's 55 miles an hour. You sign it for trucks entering or?
Yes, we would take on each side of the highways, east and west, and we would put trucks entering signs so that at least it would notify people that there was trucks entering and leaving the roadway.
Are you gonna have Tom out there all the while waving his hand? Okay, any other questions, comments? All right, seeing people in the audience. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a comment. I know they're looking at putting roundabouts on the main drag to try and get traffic to keep moving, and you've got all these trucks that are coming out on the highway. You know how congested that gets. I don't know, how is that gonna affect the whole traffic issue on that road? Would there be a road that would be more rural, that would be a little bit more feasible, or?
There's only 3 ways out of that. Matthew to the south, Matthew to the north, or Rip Road.
Well, we aren't gonna do roundabout.
All right, so there's only 2 ways out of it then.
Yeah, right.
I'm not aware of any roundabouts being constructed,
Roundabout will be down at Michigan Street.
but I mean,
No, what I'm saying
It's
is
not gonna be
they're looking
pertinent.
at putting them in because the traffic is so congested
Yeah.
during the summertime.
they're making,
This is a
primarily
question.
making, well, you're making one left turn, but primarily you go onto the highway, you're making a right turn, so it's not as disruptive, yeah.
Okay, any other comments? Questions here?
No?
They've done it before, and apparently no one raised issue with it, or they'd be here, I guess.
We are supposed to answer the county on this permit now, right? And we can place conditions and such.
Well, I think they set the conditions we could recommend, but
The way I read it, we can request conditional, my main concern is to keep those trucks off of Rip Road. I would like to put that condition in this application. And, it's, you intend to use Matthew and Highway P and Highway 57 and 42, no problems there. Those are the ones, the roads that need the work, so. But I believe Rip, unless it's an emergency or something, that road not be used for all this heavy equipment and transportation.
We are absolutely fine with that.
so you're showing here that you're gonna do it in August and September? That's your start date?
Correct.
How long is it gonna run?
Well, we're hoping we can get it before the snow flies this year. Last year was kind of an early winter on everybody, so we're hoping that by mid to end of October, we have things primarily wrapped up.
Okay. Okay, I need a motion to approve or deny.
I make a motion to approve Northeast Asphalt temporary plant
With the condition.
with the condition that they do not use Rip Road.
I'll
Okay.
second that.
Motion made and second. Any further comment?
I'll make one other comment, which is although the people aren't here that are gonna get all this truck traffic, I venture to say they will appear. That's a future meeting. So,
Well, I don't remember any real problem last
yeah,
time.
okay.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Good luck, be safe.
And don't use Rip Road.
Leave some extra pavement on Matthew Road.
Okay, approval of vouchers, bills, and claims, May 20 through June 23 of 2014. Everyone's had an opportunity to take a look at it.
Move that we approve vouchers, bills, and claims, May 20
They went back.
to June
We all signed.
23, 2014.
We have a motion to approve. Second?
Second?
Question or comments? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Correspondence is next. Wetland zoning district change was one from the county. Our County Board of Adjustment denied the application for a variance to the Edith Manson application. And that was on South Lake Road.
Correct.
Door County real property listing tax rate summary gives you an idea of where we stand with the other towns, villages. Did you have a concern?
No, I couldn't remember Matson's, and that's the one that had all the wetlands around it and had the.
Yeah, we approved it 4-1.
And had the house above,
Yep.
6 feet above the other one.
Yep, okay.
There was only one person that voted against it.
I wonder who
Who would
was.
that be? The Spin Meister?
Yeah, okay. And the statement of taxes for 2013. And it was a portion of the county's special state large sum of money. Charter of the month is $63.65 by the franchise fee. We have an audit in the financial report in the Door County Tourism Zone Commission. It's 20 pages long. It's here on file if you need to take a look at it. Managed forest lawn transfer order of 38 acres for Stevenson, Leon, and Bordella. And also updated Door County zoning ordinance Chambers Islands text amendments, and also additional pages for your Door County zoning ordinance, and the prelude uses and the new people involved. Announcements, the water test program is right around the corner. Northern Door Legion Fish Fry and baseball at the town park. Thursday, July 10. Serving begins at 4:30, and if you wish to volunteer, they're always looking for help. Our next Board of Supervisor meeting will be Monday, July 21. Final installment of real estate taxes due by the end of July. Payable to the county clerk or county treasurer. Any of you wish to be on a particular committee, I'm either going to reduce the number of the Plan Commission from 7 to 5, and possibility of reducing the same amount to Park and Rec. The PEG channel will stay the same. Fire rescue will be the same, and the ordinance or the nuisance committee will be reinstated. So far, I do have a couple of people that wish to serve on it. As long as Jerry's wife doesn't make him change his mind, it'll be fine. So, anyone who was there before wanting to be, I think Chuck has volunteered to hit it up again. So we'll try to keep that one at 5 as well. One of the previous members moved out of town, so he can no longer serve. But anyone with any kind of interest, please come forward. It's not that we haven't tried. All of us have made contact. But, Doc, what are you up to? You have any free time?
We'll pick a committee.
Any items for the next meeting, please? Yeah, we have yours, okay. Anything else?
Just a quick comment. We managed to procure a $250 grant for educational purposes and community service to decorate and plant new flowers and that around our Door County Coastal Byway kiosks, which my wife Jean and I and Dick Kleidman took care of that project last week. Anybody's interested in keeping an eye on it for watering every now and again. We haven't had to do that in the past week here. I'm sure it'll be coming along, but
It's the standard that all kiosks will be judged by.
You have to bring your own water, or?
We did.
we can get water at the winery building.
Just water.
It would have to be carried, or you'd have to bring a big hose. I managed to put it in a barrel and bring it and just dip it out.
You know, we have a tank sprayer that could be thrown in the back of the truck and used at the park.
Right.
You know, plastic, probably, I don't know, fairly good size.
It's mulched pretty well, so probably it's gonna be a low
You know.
maintenance.
Are you gonna loan that out to anybody that comes, just wants to water, just say?
Yeah, anybody with a little red wagon can put it in and pull it down the highway. Linda, you might consider putting committee members on the sign.
Wanted committee members?
See if somebody might have interest in some of the committees, maybe
Okay.
might drive by. So, can't hurt. It's free.
Good idea.
Suppose you're gonna be looking for a motion to adjourn?
Be commendable.
I would so move.
Second.
Second.
Motion made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we are. Thank you.